Grant LaCourte here, broadcasting to you live from the gorgeous Phoenix desert, and today I really want to talk to you about meditation. So it's such a buzzword and everybody's telling you to meditate these days, and the question is, why do you need to meditate? A lot of people will say because it makes you happy, but that's such an ambiguous way to describe the benefits of meditation. So in this video we're going to go through the 5 really concrete benefits that meditation brings. So let's check it out. Okay, so what do I mean when I'm talking about meditation? Let's demystify that real quick. So I'm talking about 22 minutes a day, 11 minutes right when you wake up or right after you shower and brush your teeth, and then the 11 minutes right before you go to bed, so that way you can start the day clear, fresh, anything that you gathered the night before, you're clearing it out. And then right before bed, so you kind of let the day be the day and you just go off into a restful sleep. Okay, so you have the timing down for the meditation, right? 11 minutes before you go to bed, 11 minutes right when you get up. But what do you do when you meditate? And the one I would like to reference right now is kind of a meditation that crosses all the different types of schools of thought. In Kundalini Yoga, we call it knowing the field. In Western psychology and hypnosis, it's called an induction technique. In Buddhism, I think it's just called meditation, but basically you let your hands relax either down your lap or with your fingers touching your thumbs in a Gyan mudra. Close your eyes or just keep them 1/10 open and breathe, right? Inhale and exhale. And the key here is that you're gonna have crazy thoughts coming into your head all the time. I've been meditating for a while and I always have thoughts trying to capture my attention. But what I always just say is, let's think about that later. Let's think about that later. I'm not trying to just stop all thoughts, but I'm procrastinating, and I think a lot of us are good at procrastinating. So why don't we procrastinate our thoughts when we're meditating, so that way you can come to it later, and when you do come to it later, you'll come to it with a more neutral perspective because you did meditate. So we went through the when and the how, but why? Why even meditate? Why take another 22 minutes out of your day to do something that you don't really know the benefits of other than to quote unquote be happy? Well, here's reason 1. You actually get more time than you sacrifice. So what do I mean by that? I find through personal experience, and if you read up on this, you'll find tons of yogis will agree to this, that you actually don't need as much sleep at night if you meditate. By just simply sacrificing 22 minutes, 11 in the morning, 11 in the evening, you can reduce up to 4 hours of sleep per night. Now, I've tried to sleep about 4 hours per night, and for me, I'm a little bit bigger of a guy. It doesn't necessarily work for my body, but what I do is I sleep about 6 to 7 hours per night, and I'm able to capture about an hour and a half extra time to spend with my family, to spend with my friends, and to work on my passion projects. So save some time, get extra daylight by doing some meditation. All right, reason number 2, skip or reduce your coffee intake and stop taking performance-enhancing drugs like Adderall or Vyvanse. So why do you want to skip or reduce the coffee? Well, we all know we get those crazy good peaks and depressing valleys when we're drinking a lot of coffee. And I would say if you can meditate in the morning, you can clear out your mind and replace that coffee with tea, which has a lot more antioxidants and has a much more smooth ascent into your energy levels. The second part of this, getting rid of those performance-enhancing drugs, I think is absolutely a necessity. I'm not gonna say reduce, I'm gonna say completely eliminate it. I have direct experience with this. I was prescribed Vyvanse as a kid, which is an amphetamine salt like Adderall, and I really believe it weakened my central nervous system. I experienced that when I got into yoga. I had a weak nervous system, and I'm a pretty strong guy. I couldn't believe that I was shaking so much during our breathwork exercises. If this kind of amphetamine salt, and it is an amphetamine, barely different from meth, is putting that much pressure on your central nervous system, it's unnaturally kicking it into overdrive. And if you're kicking your nervous system into overdrive, you're gonna wear it out sooner. That means later in life, you might encounter some CNS or central nervous system diseases like Alzheimer's disease or multiple sclerosis, or maybe it just leads to depression right now. So if you can kick the Adderall and reduce the caffeine you get from coffee, I guarantee you're gonna eliminate those roller coaster rides of energy. You're gonna sustain through the day. You're gonna be able to get more done. You're gonna be able to be more present with the people you like and the people you love. Okay, number 3, build better relationships with clearer communication. So communication, clearer communication is a direct result of a daily meditative practice. You're able to become more aware of the words you use, the body language you present it with, and how people are going to receive those words. Basically, you mean more of what you say. But I also think another result is you are able to deal with people who don't mean what they say. We've all encountered those frantic, hysterical, angry, and upset people. And when they tend to spit venom in your face with their words that they use, if you do engage them at their level, you're just gonna stoke the fire, accelerate things, argue for arguing's sake, and that gets us nowhere. By coming from a place of clarity and neutrality, you might be able to diffuse, support, or even channel that energy that they're spewing forth for yourself or for the both of you. Through clearer and more conscious communication, you'll be able to build more long-lasting, authentic relationships with your friends, your family, and definitely with your romantic partners. Okay, number 4, and these last two, number 4 and 5, are kind of my favorites because it's almost like having superpowers, like you're a wizard or something. Solve your own problems and face bigger challenges. So when you start meditating, you'll sit down, and the more you get committed, you'll realize that you're getting answers to questions that you're not consciously thinking of. Questions or challenges that might have been somewhat repressed in your unconscious mind that you've dealt with in the past and maybe you didn't deal with. You'll get that answer, or what we like to call a download. And in doing so, you'll be able to solve that problem. And maybe as you get more committed to this practice, you actually go into the meditation with a question, and at the end of it, stand up with the answer. Any problem you face can be really answered by sitting down and going inside. You don't need to go to somebody else. You don't need another person to tell you what you need. You know what you need. And by realizing that and owning that, you accept that you can solve almost any challenge that comes across your plate. You can reach for bigger things and try to solve some of the greatest challenges that our world sees. I think that's probably one of the greatest things meditation can offer. All right. So our 5th and final one is all about preventative medicine. It's called self-diagnosis through meditation. I think this one is so important. It's like another supernatural power because you'll be able to start becoming so aware of your body and mind that you'll notice when problems are about to form or are forming or already exist. Whether it means going inside and paying attention to your heart, your bones, your joints, your digestive tract, you're really going to be able to identify when there's some disease entering the body. I think if we combine that meditation with other practices, which I'm going to shoot out in another video about preventative medicinal practices to live longer, we can really actually start to extend our lives. Radical life extension, living to 100, 150, is becoming a real possibility in our lifetime. And I think it starts with meditation. So that's number 5, self-diagnosis, becoming super aware, super naturally aware of any issue that your body might have so you can take care of it before it becomes a problem. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on this little jaunt through the desert with me to talk about meditation. If any of these you think might be beneficial in your life, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on meditation, on the benefits, on the theory, and the actual practice of it. So please hit that like button, stay tuned for more videos, and hey, as usual, travel light, spread the light, be the light. Peace.